So what happens when we decide, okay, I'm angry that they've stolen the money from me that they have already? What can I do to stop it? Well, there's a thing called a line of credit. There's a thing called Money Max. You have options to get out of this ridiculous interest that you're paying. You just have to get educated before you make decisions. Then decide what's going to work for you, what is the best option for you. Now, they have lines of credit that you can buy homes with. You do have to have a 700 credit score. So much cheaper on origination fees. I had a lady come to me last night and she said that her origination fees, everybody hold on, wasn't $20,000 for her first lien. It was $4,195. Oh, wow. Was that a big difference or what? Right? The point being is that you do not have to pay the interest if you get into a strategy that's going to save you thousands and thousands of dollars. All right, so back to this lady. What am I going to talk to her about when it comes to her mortgage? Well, remember, she has the $587,000 balance. I'm going through this slow so that you can think this out for yourself. And it takes a minute sometimes. If you've never heard this before, then you have to think about it because you're like, what just happened there, right? And that's why I'm showing you everything that you need to know, even to look it up. This is what it looks like, okay? This is your schedule. So how do we eliminate the schedule? How do we really cut this interest back that she's going to be paying? What are the ideas that I could throw at her that maybe give her some thoughts of, wow, I could use that strategy to do this? Or, maybe, like I said, the Money Max does it for you. Definitely want to check out the Money Max webinar that we're having Tuesday night. If you don't know about it, if you want to see an overview of what it does, join me. It is completely free. And it's to get you educated. Like I said, get educated before you make decisions. If it doesn't work for you and then you step into something, then you're going to feel really lost, dumb for moving into something you weren't real sure about. We don't want that. So we're talking about $587,000 balance. So I'm going down to $587,000. So I'm going to pick a balance of, let's just start 586, 756. I'm rounding off my numbers here so that we can keep this easy. So if this is the balance today, for example, then how do we avoid some interest? Like I just showed you that schedule. How do we take and go from this, where we're making monthly payments along a schedule, how do we take that and go bloop and jump all the way over here, eliminating all of that? Is that possible? Absolutely is possible. And you can do it. And we're getting ready to show you how to do it. Okay. So with this schedule, how is she going to jump the schedule and avoid paying a whole lot of interest? We're going to take a $10,000 line of credit. That's all. $10,000. You can get that in a $10,000 0% credit card. You could get that in a $10,000 30% credit card and beat this schedule. You can get that in a line of credit, just a personal line of credit, at maybe 12 to 14%. You can get that in a HELOC, a second position HELOC, which is about 9% averaging right now. You can get that completely transferred from this mortgage into a line of credit at about 8% right now. So there are options. Money Max will take your interest rate or your interest that you're paying every month and bring it from this 120% down to about 2%. So you have options. Don't sit there spinning your wheels in interest and pretending, oh, it's a lost cause, I can't do this. No, you need to stand up, pull yourself together, and go find out what's going to work for you. But don't sit there and make excuses, because there are no excuses. So at 586, 756, we're going to take a $10,000 line of credit and pay it directly onto the principal of this home. So this line of credit, and we're going to say it's at 14% for this lady because she doesn't have a line of credit yet. So we're going to have to talk about what she's going to get. So her balance would then be $576,756. Are we all, everybody's following, right? I took a line of credit and I just took a chunk out of it, chunked it onto this mortgage, and we're going to see what it looks like when it comes to this interest that she's paying. So let's take the schedule now. If you're following along with me and you've got your mortgage calculator pulled up, let's go all the way down to $576,756. So 576. Okay, we are, let's see how many months that brought us down, because we were at 586. So we went to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So the schedule skipped, here's your payments. So the schedule skipped 19 months of payments and interest. If you don't believe me, go pull it up yourself. What does that mean that she is going to save in interest if she does one $10,000 chunk onto this 6.5% loan? One chunk. 19 months has been saved, right? So how much interest though? Remember, she was paying $3,195 for her first month's interest, remember? So I'm going to go all the way to the month of the 19th month, and I'm going to say 3128.52 is her interest. Now, 3128.52 times 19, because she's skipping 19 months. That means that one $10,000 chunk not only saved her 19 months on making a mortgage payment, almost 2 years, but it saved her $59,441.88 in interest only. One $10,000 chunk onto her principal skipped the schedule 19 months. That means that if she was at a 30-year mortgage, she's now not going to pay 30 years. She's going to pay 19 months less than that, right? So then the interest saved and interest only is $59,441.88. You can do this if you have a line of credit, and most banks and credit unions offer a line of credit. So don't be saying I can't find a line of credit. You can find one. Okay. Now, so if we're going to save 19 months and $59,441 with one $10,000 chunk, what do we do to get rid of that $10,000 chunk now? Well, you're going to have a balance of $10,000 left, right? So when you have a balance left, you've got to get rid of it, because if you don't, you're going to be paying even more interest, and we're avoiding that, right?